What does copyright protect? Well, it's actually easier to answer what does copyright not protect, because copyright protects so much. So things that aren't protected by copyright law are things like ideas, procedures, processes, systems, methods of operation, concepts, principles or discoveries, all of those things not protected by copyright law. Instead, copyright law protects original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium of expression. You're going to hear me say this phrase a couple of times. So original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium of expression. What do I mean by original works? Well, let's start with original. What does it mean to be original? In the art community, it's always interesting to ask that question because everything is so referential or can be referential. But really what it means for copyright parlance is that it has to have a modicum of creativity. It has to have some basic creative effort or a value there, a modicum of creativity. Think about things like white pages of phone books, right? No copyright protection there. Those are all facts, so not even a modicum of copyright protection for those kinds of things. So I said a modicum of creativity, so it's got to be an original work of authorship fixed in a tangible medium of expression. By fixation, I mean things like what you would imagine. So chiseling into stone, form of fixation. Writing things down, form of fixation. Courts have even told us that things that are stored in computers, that are created in computers and stored there, are in fact fixations, even though they're just electrons. So ultimately, copyright protects things like books, fine art, music, movies, but ultimately format doesn't matter here. All that matters is that it is a creative work fixed in a tangible medium of expression. Copyright today lasts life of the author plus 70 years, but that's changed over time. Our first copyright law was actually 14 years. You got a copyright in your work for 14 years and had to renew it for another 14. But today, we have automatic copyright protection. Under US law, anything that is within the scope of the protection of copyright law is granted copyright protection at the moment of creation. You no longer have to register your work in order to get copyright protection. However, registration does confer certain benefits, which we'll talk about right now. Registration is actually pretty straightforward. You can do it online. It costs $35 for a single application, $55 for most of the rest of registrations. If you do it on paper, it's going to cost you even more. It's going to cost $85 per work. But go to copyright.gov and do it that way. If you do register, you get some benefits. First, you have evidence of ownership. You get to show the world that you are the rights holder in that thing, in that work that you created, and therefore you have a documented proof that you are the owner of that. Second, you are required to register your works if you want to litigate any kind of copyright claims. So you need to register if you want to litigate. And third, registration also allows you to record that registration with the US Customs Service in case you are worried about importation of fakes. You are allowed to file that registration with the Customs Service and prevent the importation of works that are infringements of yours.